Hello!
Welcome to How Obsessed Are You with me, Hetty Austin.
Myself, Sunjai Arif.
And me, Nathan Eagle.
We are three friends who meet in a shed to talk. One of us will talk about their latest infatuation or hobby, while the other two question it profusely.
So Nathan, what are you currently obsessed with?
The Titanic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-sinking?
Pre-Titanic.
It's not even that fun. We're all like,
Doesn't even make any sense.
so the sinking of the Titanic.
Everything about the Titanic,
Okay.
actually.
Was this pre-recent Titan sub?
About maybe a few days before, I started watching quite a lot of the Titanic. What do you call it when they go down to look at it?
Dives.
Yeah, but they call it like a something, don't they?
Expedition?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was watching a lot of those videos.
Emancipation?
Yeah. But I was watching a lot of those videos and about James Cameron before he filmed the Titanic, because he went back a few times, and then I watched the Titanic film, which I forgot how much I love. I love for fuck's sake.
You proper never seen it, Hetty?
How have you never seen the Titanic?
It is such an influential movie.
It's like the most watched movie.
It's had an influence on like all pop culture.
Yeah.
You quote it. You quote the 84
Yeah, I know.
years.
But I didn't realise that's from Titanic.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
insane.
Constantly. It's been 84 years.
I talk about my sex life quite a lot, don't I?
It's been 84 years.
I'm sorry.
But the thing is, with that film, when it come out, I don't know if you remember how massive that film was.
Oh, yeah.
And how everybody
The song.
watched that film. The song, old Celine. Far where... Take it away.
Just
Just
it
went
really
on for
interests
so
me.
long. Yeah, but you're not a movie. You're not a movie
But
person.
I think the reason it's because there was something about the Titanic that is so strangely fascinating and romantic, regardless of the film. There's something kind of beautiful.
I
about it.
But the
agree.
film captures it.
I
so
agree.
well.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of the best films in terms of a real life event, I think, ever.
It's good, isn't it?
It's very good.
I just
That
don't
and
have
Gremlins 2.
Oh, yeah. Of real life.
I like the war film with Harry Styles in.
Which one?
Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk's really good. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. But it's no Titanic.
No.
Can't compare.
What was the
I don't think that era will ever exist again of like
Movies
something
like that.
everyone watches apart from Hetty and
Yeah.
talks about.
Yeah.
Like everyone has that shared experience.
Well, I remember my nan watched, like everyone gathered around to watch that.
To see Kate Winslet naked.
She was gorgeous
Pause.
in that film as well.
I saw.
Did you pause? Did you?
Who didn't?
Yeah.
You
okay.
paused.
Of course I paused.
Yeah, it was really bad on VHS.
It was got that little
The
line.
lines.
Oh, it's right over the
Yeah.
nipple. Try again.
But the steamy car scene, if you've never seen that, have you?
Yeah, I know of it.
But it's like parodied constantly. Everything is done a
Yeah, so
parody.
you know
I
the
think
Titanic,
I think
you
I
haven't
like I
seen it.
basically know the plot of it.
Well, it sinks. Everyone knows the plot.
She's a posho and he's a working class boy, isn't he?
He's a working class American.
And
Bit
But
young,
he has
though.
more freedom than she does. She's got all the money.
But it's just
She's got
remarkable.
the glam lifestyle, but she's trapped.
I find the story quite fascinating. No, the actual Titanic. I've just
The actual
not.
Titanic, yeah. The thing is, I love the film, but I am obsessed with the Titanic on a whole. Like, it's remarkable, and there's so many things about it, like the fact that the captain was going to retire. That was his last voyage before he was going to retire, and that happened, and plus all the fuck ups.
I don't think there's many disasters that have as much information known about them as the Titanic.
I wonder if it's because it's the amount of people that died, and it was all working rich, poor people that died. It was like 1,500 people died.
Well, because it was just picked up as like the most amazing invention, really, wasn't it? Like, it is the big.
But you see old footage of it. It's a beautiful ship. You would love it being like a Miss Maisel.
I know. Like, so I think we have similar algorithms on our feeds, because I also weirdly did get into Titanic because I was watching interviews with people that were on it.
Yes, I watched them.
They're good, aren't they? Yeah. And then I was watching that and I was like, oh God, this is really fascinating. Yeah. Because they're obviously, when they're filmed in the 70s, that's recent, you know.
Yeah, do you know what's weird about it as well? Because I know that was such a crisis, but how laid back they are about it. And I wonder if it's...
What, the survivors?
Yeah, I know it's a long time ago, but they're kind of not distressed or fucked up by it.
No,
they don't seem... They're like, I lost my kids, my wife.
There was one who was like... He's like, he helped this woman. He said, like, let's call her Mrs. Smith. And he's like, I said to Mrs. Smith, I think you better get on this lifeboat. And she said, what about my husband? And he said, don't worry, you'll find your husband. And anyway, by the end, he's sort of like, right, it's time for me to get on a boat. And he manages to get on the boat and he sat next to Mrs. Smith.
I've seen that.
And by this point, he's like shaking because he's got hypothermia and stuff. And she gives him her shawl or something to wrap around him.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mrs. Smith saved my life that night. And his watch... froze at the time the Titanic sank.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
There's so many little bits that are just, I don't know why it's so well researched. Like,
well, it's because I think a lot of it is James Cameron. Seriously,
because
he was obsessed with it.
Underwater,
I mean his
adventure.
Exactly.
Because I'm not super obsessed with the Titanic. I've picked up these little bits,
information.
Along. Yeah. I am super interested in it. I could definitely watch a load about it, I think. But you seem interested in it.
Yeah.
I think you'd like the movie. It's
lovely.
Good movie.
It's a lovely movie.
Don't doubt it. I'm just a busy girl.
And it is like
busy old girl. Quality bird.
Oh, decent.
Decent bird.
You're a thoroughly decent looking bird, aren't you?
Busy girl.
I'm busy girl.
What a busy girl. No time for movies.
I haven't had time in my 32 years to sit down and watch Titanic.
No, it's quite long though as well. It's like
also, it's weird for me to be watching it for the first time now, isn't it? Like
on your own. What do you mean?
Oh, thanks for bringing that up.
Christ. What do you mean it's weird for you to watching it on your own?
Oh, I don't know. Like if you just... Everyone has seen it, so no one will be watching Titanic now. And
but I'm jealous of that. Like if when I haven't watched a film, like I hadn't seen True Lies with Arnie and thing. Yeah, my friend said you hadn't seen True Lies, and he said I'm jealous that you've got that now to watch that for the first time, and it is great. You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
But that's the kind of thing. Like if you watch Titanic now, you're just getting the same experience later than everyone else. You'll still get that amazing experience.
It was mine.
It was a wonderful film, and it was made in 1997. And in terms of CGI and how primitive it was back then,
good as Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's like, how the fuck did he do that?
Yeah, but there's that video going around where there's like the...
Yes, I've seen that, but it was 1997.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
There's a little like swooping shot when the woman's like, I've watched this movie literally 100 million times and I've never seen that these people are fake, and they're so clearly computer generated people.
But it's like one frame of the movie. I was pissed off when I saw that because I saw the same thing, and I was like, this like a masterpiece of a movie, and someone will find this little mistake with it, and it's like, it's a remarkable movie.
My favourite is the Titanic with a cat. Have you not seen that?
No, what's that?
Someone's just edited their cat into the Titanic.
Oh no, I haven't
it's
seen
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I've seen
then
that.
you just replace Kate Winslet with a cat.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
So did you feel like, because I also was like, I've been watching these Titanic videos, and then all of a sudden Titanic was in the news.
Well, because of the Titan.
Because of the Titan. So did you feel a bit like, well, that's weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really strange.
Because you said, I'm thinking about doing the Titanic for an obsession.
Yeah.
Which is why I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because of the sub. And you were like, no, I was looking at it.
Yeah.
And then it happened. It really freaked me out.
It was weird.
My friend didn't know about the Titan sub until 2 days ago. He's like,
really?
I just don't watch the news.
It's probably best not to.
Yeah.
And then when we told him, he's like, what? That's insane.
Just in terms of like how deep they went and how shoddy the thing they went in was.
Yeah, it didn't look
made.
good, did it?
It was shocking.
No. What I was getting annoyed about were the news stories
Yeah.
only giving bits of information. So then I was like, oh, I need the full... Because it sounded like, from what I heard on the news, it sounded like someone had just built a sub in their shed
Yeah,
and gone down and like convinced people to pay $250,000 to go down on this thing he built in his shed. And I was like, that can't be right. And I looked it up and it's actually done several voyages before.
It's done, yeah.
But the problem is the aging of the materials.
It's
and
also
there was no
made.
safety check.
Well, yeah, because it's
made from the wrong metal as well.
It
I
was
can't
carbon
remember.
fibre, wasn't it?
Yeah, something because James Cameron was talking about it. He actually talked to him because
That's
it's
the other thing. Is he
yeah.
was consulted.
Yeah, yeah.
As part of the rescue because he's such
Because
an
he's
expert.
done so many of them. He was the first person to get shots from inside the Titanic. The story about the chef.
Nope.
The chef was the last person alive on the Titanic, right? He spent something like 2 hours in the water and he survived. And the reason they think he survived, is because he was drunk. Because before it was going down, he just was drinking.
They found all his
shitloads.
bottles.
Yeah, but he was just drinking shitloads, and they said that's what kept him alive. Because not that he wasn't cold, it's that he didn't care.
They were,
You don't care,
lowered
do you, when
his
you're drunk?
body temperature or
How amazing is that?
I'm getting
nuts.
drunk on a ship this weekend.
Get
There you
drunk on
go.
the ship.
There you go.
these-
That would save me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going on the Warrior?
Yeah.
For the Warrior Fest?
Yeah, I've never been on it before.
I
Oh,
went
I've been
on
on
it.
that. Yeah. I went to a wedding on that, I think.
Sat on a cannon.
Sexy.
But I do understand, like,
I literally sat on this cannon and just went, hey, everyone! The cannon's my cock! went down really well. Yay!
I might do that Saturday then.
You should do it!
Yeah.
You all get a round of applause.
It's just a fascinating sort of story. I'm really into my history, so I like the stories of the Titanic.
Most of my knowledge about the Titanic is from the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty accurate. They didn't put in too much, change anything about the way it sank
No.
or
No, he was so...
wasn't there a character whose family didn't approve of how they were
Yes,
portrayed?
one of the crew members, the one who shoots himself in the head. Do you
Yeah.
remember after he shoots that man? He apologised for that because I don't think it actually happened.
oh, that was
It could have been, and he
dramatic.
said, "I should have just used anyone, not that guy."
Yeah. Why are you obsessed?
Yeah, what was going on at home?
My relationship was sinking.
All right.
My wife wouldn't let me draw her like a French girl. I think it's always been there. Like even when I was younger, I remember I had a book on the Titanic.
Oh, really?
And I'd see, and I used to be obsessed with that as well. And I just always liked the look of the ship. I liked the way it looked. I like the story of it. I am just obsessed with disasters.
Something in the human condition. Someone survived that. Like I know what you mean. I found the survivor stories really fascinating.
Yeah.
But there's all the crazy stuff that they're building a theme park for it. And
Are they?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a theme park somewhere.
There's a museum. I've never been to the Titanic Museum.
Would you like
Would you
I
like to
would
go?
really like to go. I said to my wife, I would love to go to that. Because I think you can actually, isn't it something really morbid? Like at the beginning, you pick a name.
if you're going to be a survivor or
And
not?
at the end, you find out whether you survived or
They
not.
push you in the water.
Yeah.
They did a
God.
You
music.
can probably tell by the names, because if it's someone like, I don't know, Jemima, probably survived. If it's someone like Greg, he's dead, isn't he, in the cabins?
Greg Fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a musical on it as well. It's fascinating that.
It was a musical. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
It was quite heavily panned, I think.
Have you seen the musical?
No.
No, I haven't seen
I
that.
wondered if you'd see the musical and not the movie. That would be
That would be funny,
classic.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you go that deep to see the Titanic?
No.
No, me neither.
I would.
Sanjay, would you? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm quite interested in the sea anyway.
Because he's a marine biologist,
Yeah,
isn't he?
I did
well,
it. I
Well, you
did
must
it.
know about the Mariana Trench then.
It's really deep, isn't it?
Really deep.
Really
but some of the shit they
Way
found down there.
Way down deep.
Yeah, some of the stuff they
There's
found
some
down
stuff
there.
in there. That I learned in my degree. There's some stuff
Yeah.
down there.
What's that? But there's like those weird see-through things and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's weird what happens to
I think a lot of stuff has been discovered since I graduated.
Oh, okay.
And completely don't use my degree at all. Just clown about on stage.
But when they do these expeditions on the Titanic, they all talk about coming up on the bow of the ship.
How
Sorry, what's the
amazing
front
it
bit?
looks.
What's the front of the
bow.
ship? Is it a bow?
Yeah.
What's the back bit? Stern.
Stern.
They all talk about that, just seeing that. The first people that found it, they said, like they weren't even looking for it.
Yeah.
They found a submarine they needed to recover an old submarine, like I don't know, Russian submarine or some shit. And there's loads of wreckage, and it led them to the Titanic.
Oh, and
Because the Titanic was lost.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah,
and they
that's
was literally
something-
just going along, and they was like, "Fuck, that is the Titanic."
I think also because there is the fascination with it is there is a time limit on it. That is going to degrade.
It's
Yeah,
loading.
Will Rustin.
It's getting
You know.
eaten away, isn't it? By what?
So in 100 years it might not be there. So
Yeah.
I think that adds to the obsession of it, doesn't it?
I love it when people are like, why don't they just raise the Titanic?
Yeah.
Because it's
Very
fucking big.
Well, it's just that pressure down there as well. Like, how do you get that up?
I think the only reason they raised the Mary Rose was because it wasn't very deep.
Yeah.
And half of it was missing.
Yeah,
And it was wood.
And it's wood.
Yeah.
And they almost
Just float it to the top. Just use your hands.
they almost dropped it, didn't it? I watched
Oh!
It slipped. You see it slip on the
Oh,
the video.
really?
Yeah.
There's a video of that.
Like the footage of it coming up and it
Yeah.
just goes...
So my mum's claim to fame is that the woman who was like in charge of the raising of the Mary Rose, she was responsible for selling her glasses. So Margaret Rule would come into the opticians and request to see.
She wouldn't have been able
Mandy.
she wouldn't have been able to see it otherwise.
So then my mum is like, well, I'm responsible
Yeah.
for.
Racing with the Mary Rose.
And I've heard her say,
Yeah.
genuinely, I am responsible. Not I helped or I played a small part in it.
Yeah.
I'm responsible. She
Because
would have been
when-
able to see that boat.
Yeah,
Because when we watched the documentary, she's like, I sold her them glasses. I did them.
Brilliant.
that's great. So she is in some way responsible.
She played a part. in it.
Yeah.
Got to achieve something in your life, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm not enough.
That's a good claim.
Have you gone back to watch Titanic since your
What, the film?
obsession started again?
Oh, that's kind of how it started, actually. I watched the film, and then I started watching, because even at the beginning of the film, they show you the Titanic underwater as it is now, before they start the film.
Yeah, because they're on
'Cause
an
it does-
expedition, aren't
yeah,
they? They're on
yeah,
a
yeah.
ship and she's on the ship.
So that's like
I don't know
real-
why she's on the ship.
Who?
The old lady.
Old lady goes there because, he's looking for the heart of the ocean, isn't he?
Yeah, but what's she going to do?
What was she going to do on the ship?
Be like, I stare.
No,
left it
hang
there.
on. He's looking for the heart of the ocean, and he puts out. They found the chest, and it's got her photo of it with her baps out, and then so they go. Oh, they show it on the news, and she's like, "Oh, that's me. That's me."
4 years ago.
So she rings up and goes, "Oh, that's me in those photos." They bring her in, and she's like, "Where's that necklace that was around your neck on the photograph?" And she's like, "I don't know."
My
And then-
pocket.
It was, and then so they're trying to. She tells the story of the Titanic. She basically dupes them, and at the end, she's like, "Oh, hey, I've got the
She doesn't-
necklace."
In the actual theatrical release, she doesn't
Doesn't
show
drop
them,
it.
does she? No, she does drop it.
She does, but she does show them in the deleted cut, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
deleted.
Yeah.
But in the movie, I'm
No,
sure.
she does. She just goes, "Oops."
Yeah, in the movie, she just goes up to the end, and you're like, oh, they never found the necklace, and then she's like,
Oops. Yeah. Then I think she dies. I think
yes, she
she's
dies
just in
warm in her
sleep. But you
bed.
don't really know that she dies, but
She definitely
looks
does.
like she
I don't
does.
need to watch it now.
No.
And the scene where he's drawing her,
Yeah.
because there's two big sexy scenes.
Sexy.
There's one when they're in the car.
The car one's sexier.
I was just gonna say that is from the male gaze.
You don't even see anything in that.
You see a hand.
See a hand. That's
from,
enough, though.
But that's from the male gaze, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, get in the car.
But do you think the female gaze would be more?
I think the drawing is the female gaze.
I don't know.
'Cause you don't think so?
What's her power, isn't it?
Because she just
She's
gets naked.
she's making him do
gorgeous
it.
in
Yeah,
that.
and
She's
she's like,
so
draw me
gorgeous.
like one of your French girls. She just lays on the sofa and he just draws her.
Yeah, she does
There's
kind
nothing
of.
else.
She takes control a bit in that
Yeah.
film, doesn't she?
Yeah. I think that's why it's so
Respected.
iconic.
Yeah.
It's so
She's a
iconic.
strong
Yeah.
female lead. Yeah.
Because it's not he doesn't have the power. He's like, oh, hey,
Yeah. I need my rubber. I've done your nipple wrong.
so many parodies.
There's too many.
People
It's
drawing.
like- yeah.
They've just drawn massive baps.
Well, I saw one where because it's drawn like your French girl, and they drew her with like onions around her neck and like a beret.
As a mime.
Yeah,
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good.
you need to watch that scene. I think you'd like that.
I think I genuinely, and I hate watching stuff that people have told me I'm going to love. Or like, I like to rebel against it. I don't know if you're the same, if you've got an element of it.
Sometimes I just can't be bothered.
I don't know how
To
to
watch a
convince
film.
you of this one.
I don't know. It depends. I mean, if you're not a film person, you're not a film person.
How long is it?
It's 3 hours.
Oh,
But
fuck that.
saying
Long.
that, it's one of those films that does not feel like 3 hours.
pretty
It's
enthralled.
not like The Irishman on
Oh,
like
that had a lot of
Netflix,
dead
which is
time, didn't it?
like I want this to end,
Yeah.
even though it is good. But I wanted it to end. But this Titanic, that flies by. Because back then they used to make films that were 3 hours, and you kind of got your money's worth. Whereas now it's like an hour 15.
Had a break in the middle. Interval.
Oh yeah, ice
There'd be
cream.
Ice cream.
There'll be ice cream.
Did it?
Yeah.
I really want people. I want that to come back.
Yeah. Would you let someone draw you? Would you find that
Like
erotic?
one of your French girls.
But then she makes the decision, doesn't she? She goes, "Can you draw me?"
Maybe,
like, I want you to.
maybe after my tummy tuck. Oh, I wouldn't
oh,
want
yeah,
it. I wouldn't
okay.
want it now
No.
because I'd be like, oh, nice tits.
You can see them drawing.
I took a picture of myself the other day because it made me laugh. Luckily,
bless you.
because I like this bit, all nice, but the bottom bit is just like, oh god, it like takes up half the bed. It's just collapsed.
Would you let Leonardo DiCaprio draw you?
Depends how sexy they were, really, wouldn't it?
Leonardo DiCaprio is pretty sexy.
No, don't do it for me.
Oh, really? What are you, Sanjay?
I'd let him draw me naked.
Yeah, me too.
He's too pretty.
He's a pretty boy, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't like pretty boys.
What about Harry Styles is a pretty boy.
I feel like he's got less pretty as he's older.
He's a bit more
rugged
rocky,
now.
isn't he? Yeah.
Since like only in this last few months, I feel like I've never ever liked Harry Styles, and now something's happened to his face, and I'm like, damn.
I think
Yeah,
this is-
I'd let him
Draw you.
draw me like a French girl.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to be French.
Oh yeah,
It
'cause
could be anything.
yeah.
I guess it's quite nice, isn't it? If someone wants to draw you, but what if they draw you and it's terrible?
Well, then you just, I don't know.
That's again. There's so many
I want
parodies where
swell.
they're like, "Draw me,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they just
I want Sanjay to
I was
draw
gonna
us.
say, what if I hand it over? Like, oh,
it's just like a bright
Just
cartoon.
a cartoon.
what am I looking at here?
Yeah.
I've only got 3 coloured pens.
Would you let someone draw you?
Yeah, of course I would.
Would you?
I think
anyone
not completely flaccid though.
tramp on the screen.
Would you go to like a
Yeah,
live
but would
drawing
you be
class?
flaccid?
No, if someone was drawing me,
Can't imagine.
I'm never flaccid.
If you've got all the attention on you and you're naked.
Massive boner.
Couldn't keep it down if I wanted.
My friend said he went to a life drawing class a while ago.
Yes.
It was a male model, and he was the only male in there drawing. And he was drawing, and then he sort of compared his pictures to all the women around him, and the women had drawn the cock much bigger than in reality.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he said he felt better about himself because he said that's what women interpret. That's what women interpret, isn't it?
That's what they see.
That's what they see.
That's interesting though, why they would do that.
Maybe they were just horny women.
Yeah. Do you think women like a big?
Yeah, Hetty, what does size matter? Penis size doesn't.
I just don't think they're attractive.
What, big penises? Or just penises,
Penises
in general?
I've never had one.
Never had a dick pic?
No.
If this is going out there, you probably will get one.
Oh yeah, if you.
Oh no!
Yeah, but hang on. But do you
Fill up Hetty's inbox.
do you want to receive
Do you want a
one?
dick pic?
No, I don't want
Okay. So if you're Harry Styles though,
Yeah, Harry. If
Yeah.
somehow.
yeah, somehow Harry Styles is interested in this podcast. Yeah.
one. Not beyond the realms of reality.
Ah, it could happen.
You just get someone make a profile.
Say Harry Styles.
I'm Harry.
Yeah. I mean, how many Harry Styles are there? There's probably a few, isn't there? Any Harry Styles?
Yeah, any Harry style. Any Harry.
I do love the Titanic, and I love it a lot. And I think I go.
Do you
It's one of
wanna
those things.
visit The actual Titanic.
I would love to, but I'm too scared.
Too scared of
I
that.
would be too scared. Because you know how intense that pressure is?
Yeah.
It's so dangerous. It's like one
Almost
of the
like-
most dangerous things to do.
It's like almost like doing a gig at the Ironmaster.
It's not that dangerous. The pressure is a lot harder at the Ironmaster.
Yeah.
I can't remember what depth it was, but
It's,
what really not
it's very
not,
deep.
not that they went to, but someone said at this depth, if you made a hole in a pressurized
Yeah.
canister of air, water would go in rather than air come out. Like
Yeah.
the pressure is so high, and it wasn't that deep. Like, it
Yeah,
was deep,
it's scary.
but it was like a matter of hundreds of meters rather than thousands or whatever.
If they were building a replica, I'd go on that.
Oh, without doubt.
I'd love to see that.
Well, when Cameron did the movie, he built like half of the ship.
How long does this obsession last for? Is it just like...
It's a reoccurring one. Every now and then it comes back, and I think I'm going to watch a few clips of the Titanic. But there was one I watched with Tony Robertson,
Yeah,
and I hate that man.
yeah.
He ruins a program.
Why?
For me. Just his voice, and
I really didn't. What did he used to do?
he used to do
Team?
Time Team.
Just did not like
There
it.
was something about him when I was watching it.
I love Baldrick.
Time Team.
Yes.
Hate Time Team.
Time Team was like my favourite programme growing up.
So boring.
He
And
is. It's too boring.
Oh.
This is not
met
exciting.
him. He came and did I think it might have been when they had that comedy festival at the Guildhall. Tony Robinson was a guest speaker, and he was so mind-numbingly boring.
It's unbearable.
And such a killjoy. If anyone
Well, that's
mentioned
the thing.
Blackadder
Yeah.
or something they were excited about, he's just like,
Well, that's the thing. If you could,
I do
Yeah.
history now.
But they do that, don't they? They did that at school where there's something really exciting, like the Titanic is amazing, and then they get some really boring way of teaching it. It's the same with like Shakespeare and stuff like that. Like, Shakespeare's amazing. Like the work of Shakespeare is fantastic, but you teach it in this way that makes everyone bored.
School's bad.
And you're like, oh, Shakespeare's boring. It's not.
Shakespeare's awesome.
Yeah.
Why do you like Tony Robinson?
I really liked Time Team growing up. I was really fascinated. Like, it was a kid obsession for me. And I would constantly come out and dig the garden up because I was really...
Did you like him?
Do you like him as a person?
Was he passionate? Was he passionate on it?
No, he wasn't
remember.
passionate.
No, he was just
That
like-
was the problem.
I just remember
just
being
boring.
out in my garden, being like, right, I'm going to find a Roman mosaic, and I would pretend to talk to Tony
That's
Robinson.
exciting.
Yes, I
To
get
him.
that.
Yeah, so he was like my imaginary friend growing up.
They did sometimes
because
have
I didn't.
interesting
I
guests on.
I really wanted a metal detector.
We're weird children. We were weird children, right? What a weird thing to do.
Really?
Because I did stuff like that as well.
What, digging in the garden?
But
That's
no,
normal.
but
I
no,
don't
but
think.
imagining I was on a show,
Yeah.
and then talking to the like
Yeah.
that's so.
Yeah, I did.
Like it was a real thing that I really wanted to be. So I'd come out and I didn't really have any tools or anything. I just
No.
had this umbrella that had a big spoke on, like a big, and I would try and dig up the garden, and then I'd pretend to be interviewed by Tony Robinson. I still do that now. Really, I'm always pretending to be on Graham Norton.
Yeah, I do. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Even now, like the way that Sanjay is sat here, I feel like I'm just
Being
practicing
interviewed.
for being on Graham Norton.
How obsessed are you with the Titanic?
I'm pretty obsessed with it, but it comes and goes. It's like a dormant obsession. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And then it go away for a bit, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna watch a bit about the Titanic now, and then I'll get into loads of videos. It's one of those things where you go down a rabbit hole. Because sometimes it just makes me think, what if I was on the Titanic? Would I have
I would
survived?
have died.
Do you think you would have died?
I 100% would have died. I'm not
Why?
good. I just don't think I'm
In a
good
crisis?
in a crisis situation. I think the fear. I would jump. I'd just be like, I just jump. I just jump into the propellers. I want to have some control.
I think
Any like when I watch like disaster movies or zombie movies and stuff, I'm just like, I
just panic.
Yeah.
I always think that when in horror movies where they're getting chased by a killer, I
Yeah.
think I would just be like, listen,
Just let 'em have
this
it.
is too scary.
Yeah.
Just kill me.
I don't.
Yeah.
anxiety of being chased.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it's worse.
that's it, just
Yeah. I'd rather not be scarred by this. Just kill me.
I want to piss you off more
Just
by
do what
making
you
you
got to.
run after me, hit your shin.
Yeah, but it's different, is it? What if he's gonna like hang you up and do stuff to
Got
you?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And torture you?
yeah.
Would you keep running then, or would you rather get tortured?
Oh God, I
That's a different question.
don't know, Nave. I think that's the thing. I would just
Or you just turn and try and fight him?
No.
Go on.
No, I think that's it. I'd try and take just control of it. I'd be like, oh, but rather than you hang me in a tree and gut me, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, yes, quickly kill yourself. Oh, yes, quickly kill yourself.
Yeah.
I would have been crafty on the Titanic. I think I would have found my way off.
Yeah.
I'd be with the chef, drinking.
I would have got to the locked gate, because I'd definitely be in with the riffraff, and just been like, oh, shit.
I do quite a lot of cold water
Could put my
swimming, so
head
I think I'll be
underwater.
all right.
Yeah. Good for you, isn't it, as well?
And my boobs float now.
Why is cold water swimming good for you again? Good for your
Like
brain?
shocks for your body, isn't it? So it puts you in like fight mode.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You should do it.
Yeah, I have thought about
I
that.
won't.
I do. You can
I
do
just
this.
won't.
You see the ice bucket challenges, don't you? Where they're getting in, is it where they get in an
Never
ice
did
thing?
it. Won't do it.
I
Don't like
fancy
it.
that.
Yeah. I think I'm cocky
Do it in
enough to
Bath,
think that
maybe.
I would survive Titanic.
I wouldn't.
Well, you're a woman first of all, so you got a better chance than me and Sanjay. Sanjay's
And
got the worst chance.
You're all glam. You'd be up. You'd be in the uppers.
Yeah, you would. You'd be on the
You'd be up
uppers.
there.
Yeah, but this is all fake though, isn't it? I'm not really like this.
Yeah, but that's enough, I think.
All right.
You'd be going on, they go, ticket.
Yeah, just
madam?" You go,
pretend.
I don't need a ticket. It's an attitude, isn't it? Don't need to show you. You want me to go in my bag? Boy! They let you on.
Hmm.
I mean, I can't not be brown
A lot of people dressed up as women as well, didn't they?
with the guilt for the rest of their
Yeah, you think you would, wouldn't you?
I'd just jump in the propellers. Like,
Do
just.
you think you would just
Yeah, just.
end it all?
Yeah, I'd just be like, odds are low.
I thought of being cold in the sea as well, and just waiting there to die. It's not nice.
Yeah. Would you like to go down to visit the Titanic?
Wreck.
Tell us if you'd like to. Maybe you can take Nathan. No, you don't want to go.
No, he doesn't
Maybe you
wanna
can take
go.
me. I'd like to
Sanjay would
that.
go. Would you see
I'd
you
go.
generally go
I'd
down
go.
there?
Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
anyone else who hasn't seen the film Titanic? Maybe we could link up and watch it together.
Have a watch party.
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks for watching. We are available in all of wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us.
And tell people about us.
Comment.
Tell them.
Oh, if you
Like-
like it.
Oh yeah, don't tell them.
Don't go around going, I saw this awful podcast.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't do
Don't
that.
bother listening. Don't do that. If you don't like it, just don't watch another one.
No.
It's easy.
Just
innit?
keep it to yourself, quiet.
Yeah.
But if you love it,
Yeah. Do we need feedback? Like negative feedback to help us improve? No, we can't handle
We're
it.
too
No,
fragile.
handle
No,
negative
We are too
feedback.
fragile.
Just positive,
Positive
please.
feedback.
Positive, even if it's lies.
The
Just
thing is, like we've got a choice whether or not we get negative feedback. Please don't.
I'll just delete it.
Just don't.
Honestly, if there's a negative comment, I'll just be like, God, delete this before Hetty and Nath see it. Like, if any of us receive it, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But all people send, because I get nice feedback. I got that thing happened at the gig the other day. I share all that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't share the mountain of,
Mountain.
you should just quit. What are you doing?
It's literally the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Oh.